Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of my MLP redesign series. In the first video, I redesigned half the main 6, so in this one, I'm gonna finish those up. And if you didn't see the first one, feel free to check that out. Let's get into it. First up, we have Pinkie Pie. I was a Pinkie Pie girly back in the day. She was easily my favorite. I remember my sister and I DIY'd iron-on shirt designs, and I had a shirt with this on it, so needless to say, she was my bias. She's not my favorite anymore, but I still really appreciate her, and she definitely has a special place in my heart. Anyways, for Pinkie's design, I just really wanted to have fun with it. Pinkie is so playful that I wanted to just show that through the design. I chose to implement some elements from cows into her design because they're literally such playful animals, and that's why they're so perfect for Pinkie. There are a lot of parts to Pinkie's original design that I wanted to keep because they just suit her. I love the color palette that she has so much. Like, these pastel primary colors are just so perfect for her and add a lot to her character, being that she is like bright and loud and outgoing, so I really didn't change her colors. I just tried to use the blue and yellow into her design more, so her hooves are now yellow, and being that I modeled her after cows, I gave her spots, and I cannot express how long I tried to make her have blue spots. I love a good blue and yellow color palette, and in my head I was so obsessed with the thought of her having blue spots, but I just could not make it work with her base color. So she now has like a light pink white spots, or like markings, which I enjoyed because they give her a bit of like a clown vibe, especially like with her face, like it's already painted to like put that red lip on, you know. I also wanted to keep her enormous curly mane. I gave her more defined curls as opposed to just like the fluff that she has in the show, and being that I didn't end up giving her blue spots, I wanted to incorporate that blue more into her design anyways, so she has like a little bit in her mane. I think it's pretty cute, and it makes her mane look more interesting and kind of like cotton candy, which kind of adds to her like clown vibe. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, here she is all finished. She was probably the most fun that I had with these designs, which I really appreciate, and it felt very wholesome to redesign my old favorite. So yeah, here's my finished Pinkie. She's so fun. Love her. Next up, I designed Fluttershy. For her, I felt like I had so many potential options for what she could be because her personality is just like forest and nature. I really could have looked at any forest animal or creature and implemented it into her design, but I ultimately decided to make her more deer-like, specifically looking at fawns, because I wanted her to be small and have spots. Fluttershy's new design was in the same position as Pinkie's, where the original works really well, but I just ended up pushing things a little bit more. I tried to add to the all-natural look of Fluttershy and toned down her colors a lot. Her yellow is more brown in areas, and her pink hair, which, as a side note, is kind of ugly. Her base and her mane just have more of a difference in tone now, as opposed to them both being insanely pastel and kind of hard to look at outside of the context of a show. I did keep her long mane and actually made it longer because it adds to her bashfulness, and if she wants to hide herself or her face, she can easily do that more. Her mane is also kind of nasty. There's dirt and grass stains at the bottom of it from dragging on the ground all the time, and being in nature, I even added like twigs and leaves in it. This girl does not care how she looks. Like, Triss from Divergent could never. Being that I didn't do too much to her overall design, I thought it'd be really cool to throw in at least like one butterfly aspect to it because that's her cutie mark. I was initially gonna give her holographic wings, but it was just way too much for like my simple little Fluttershy design, so they're just brown. Getting into her head close-up though, I obviously had to keep Fluttershy's droopy little eyes. I added an inner tear duct because deers have pretty pronounced ones, plus it adds to Fluttershy's overall sad vibe. I also gave her longer ears that resemble a bunny as a little throwback to Angel, who I literally hate. Like, guys, why is he so mean? Oh my gosh. Once I finished the close-up drawing, I realized that she really just looked like me. Like, oh my god, face reveal, you guys. Yeah, I feel like I am Fluttershy at least a little bit, and my pony Sona is really not helping. So yeah, here is the finished Fluttershy. She might be my favorite of this batch since she is so simple. The natural color palette that I gave her is really just perfection. It's like barely changed, but it's so perfect. For the last pony of the main 6, I designed Rarity because she's my favorite as an adult. She's just so funny and perfect, and I love her like me when I'm Spike or whatever. I really appreciate Rarity. Yeah, so being that Rarity is so perfect, I kind of don't like her design. How does one make perfection better? You can't, but I tried. I didn't really have a lot to go off of in terms of her mood board. Like Twilight, I wanted her to have a medieval unicorn vibe with the long tail and tufted hooves. I made her tail shorter than Twilight's, and I made the fur by her hooves a lot longer and more swirled to differentiate both of them from each other while still keeping the features consistent. I wanted Rarity to be sleek and elegant, so I gave her a lot of rounded edges, nothing too sharp or like too round. I somewhat designed her silhouette after a swan because what's more elegant than a swan, you know? I got rid of her swirled hair, and I know that it looks good. I honestly don't even love what I did with it, and my sister had no problem of telling me that. She didn't like it either, but whatever. She now has a braid that has a little bit of like a diamond motif in there, so I thought that was pretty fun, yeah. The idea that she changes her hairstyle around every once in a while sounds really fun to me, and I like the idea that Rarity is just always trying out new trends, keeping up with the trends, while like changing her makeup or hairstyles, but she does have like a classic everyday look, which is what I drew. I kept her colors almost the same, but I did change her mane to more of a blue since, like I said in the first video, I just didn't like how much purple was going on with the main 6, so Rarity is now the like indigo dark blue pony of the group. I did keep her white coat and base it off of these like shiny ponies that I found on Pinterest that just naturally have silver coats, which I thought was pretty cool. I dusted her like back with gray spots and the bottom of her hooves just because she was looking a little too perfect. Moving on to her close-up, I really love the idea of Rarity having heterochromia because that is what makes her a rarity, you guys. Me when I'm so smart. I feel like that is just such like a Mary Sue cop-out thing to give a character, but I'm really doing this to ground her a little bit from being a perfect pony because her design is so perfect in the original show that like, I don't know, I want to switch it up. Maybe she used to not love having 2 different colored eyes when she was growing up, but now she absolutely loves it. And she uses this experience to truly just see the beauty in everything. She would. Rarity would. Oh my gosh. Plus like, I don't know, I've heard a thing where it's like having interesting facial features makes you more attractive, so that was kind of my logic with that too. Yeah, so here is Rarity's finished design. Like I said, you shouldn't mess with perfection. Rarity is probably my least favorite design maybe in the main 6, and the main redeeming feature is her heterochromia, but you know, I still had fun with her. I can't handle perfection, like I can't mess with it, truly. Here are all the finished designs from this video. I think I like this batch of the main 6 a little bit better. Let me know what you think and feel free to share your favorite in the comments. My favorite is probably Fluttershy because she is so simple, but it works just really well with her character. I also ended up making this little doodle of all of my main 6 designs. I mainly just did it to show the different like heights of each pony. Like Twilight is like technically the tallest with her horn, but Applejack is like basically the tallest, and then Rainbow Dash is the smallest little baby and Fluttershy is like also very small. Yeah, I thought it was nice to have just like show the different like body types and stuff. Yeah. I hope that you all enjoy this little escape into my mind palace and hearing every thought that I had while making these. Feel free to like, maybe leave a comment or subscribe, and check out my Instagram. I might take a little hiatus from posting on social media for a bit, but we shall see. Yeah, anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!